All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Tuesday, April 8th. Set today by Imogen, which is the tougher alias of Vulcan, who we just had yesterday with a fairly straightforward Monday. Let's see what Imogen has for us. After a short dash, caught fish, that's come too close. Well, we've seen before a short dash. Printers have the M dash, EM, and EN dash, N dash. So I presume that's going to start the word EM, EN. Caught could be C, or caught fish could be angled. And then I think the meaning will be that's come too close, or come too close. ENC, excuse me, seems more likely. If you encroach on somebody's land, I suppose. And there is a fish, I remember it from Ireland, a roach, which of course now you think of a cockroach, but anyway. All right, keep rapping. That may lead to a scrum. Well, I think if you keep something, it might be something on. It may lead to a scrum. It is a thing in rugby. I can't remember the infraction that then the ref, excuse me, awards a scrum. But what would rapping be? No, but I'm going to put in on here. And I'm sure you all know it. I'm sure you all watch rugby and are shouting it, but carry on. No. Less comfortable indoors. Young relative takes in US state one part at a time. I think it might be one part at a time, but no, there's an awful lot going on there. Agree not to vote, even in France. Ooh, what's the French word for even? I can't remember that. What's agree not to vote? Abstain, but no, I don't get that. Overgrown with prickles, front of house is with predictable exceptions totally covered. Ooh, well, the front of house is an H. I am wondering if the definition might be overgrown with prickles, and I'm thinking something like thorned. I think I would have said thorny, but I think thorned with predictable exceptions totally covered. Yeah, let me put it in and see if the cat will lick it up. I'll go back to the across. Does some housework, run off feet. Well, run can be abbreviated to R from cricket notation. So I'm thinking we have a word for feet, like trotters or something, and we take away the R, and it's going to mean does some housework, like a very specific thing you might do, vacuums or just cleans. I don't think so. No. Comes into lots of land. Who from abroad is squatting? No. I like it though. Gift of story book. Yeah, when you see that formulation gift of or some word of, that might be, as Simon from Cracking the Cryptic always talks about, the equal sign, that it's the clue is like an equation. So you might get a word for gift. Now, book can be a B, but story and then book, no. Spread animosity at uni, filthy swine. I already knew about that. All right, I think it's going to be a phrase that means I already knew about that, like you don't have to tell me. Um, go, do, know something. Oh, know something news. Yeah, something like that's not news to me, or no. So then what's the wordplay? Spread animosity. Well, maybe spread is an anagram indicator with animosity at uni, maybe then at a U for university. Or maybe, yeah, but the filthy swine, is that, oh, filthy might be telling us to anagram. Oh, you do have news plus I in swine. Uh, yeah, I don't see it. Oh, but something like tell me something new, or yeah, I'll have to come back to it. Competitor, one who has turned up without filling in card. No. Check on a rod for fish. All right, another fish. Check can be CH. Oh, yeah, so maybe CH on a rod, maybe. But I think it is going to be a fish beginning with CH. Is it char? Chard is a vegetable, I think. Chub? No. We'll go one more. Ooh, another long 15 letter. Tusker. Isn't that an island? Tusker Rock has to be in pain, carrying round this on the face. Well, they might mean Tusker, I suppose, as in a walrus or a elephant. Carrying round this. Now I'm going to go back to the Downs. Madman in church starts to rebuke several people, unable to keep quiet. Well, starts to, I'm thinking about the starting letters of rebuke and several, maybe R and S. Maybe the definition is people unable to keep quiet. Yeah, I'm thinking, well, at first I was thinking chatterboxes, but I'm thinking it might be simply chatterers. I think the church is CH, starts to rebuke. Oh no, church is CE, that E. Then we have our R and S from rebuke several, and the madman is the Mad Hatter. All right, finally got another one that I'm confident in. Not that confident about Thorned. All right, one bird following another. Yeah, don't get that. Repairman captures a snake. No. Interpreter sis for now. I don't think I've seen sis in a crossword before. Might we hear? All right, so I think it's a homophone, might we hear? And I think it's going to mean an interpreter, but I don't know what else you would call an interpreter. Oh, a translator. Ah, cis for now, translator. Ah, very good. Now is translator, I think it's OR, hence the homophone, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to check 25 across later. Pouch closed, filled with noodle soup, capital. Wondering if it could be a capital city filled with noodle. Oh, noodle soup might be an anagram of noodle. I don't know what pouch closed, though, would go around the anagram of noodle, and I think it'll be a capital city. The only 10-letter one I'm thinking of at the moment is Copenhagen. No. Change a nasty sweet filling. Oh, maybe it's nasty is, first of all, I thought change was telling us to anagram, but I think nasty, a nasty version of change A has 7 letters. Ah, yes, and we get ganache. Very nice. In part of joint, 1,000 erotic moves. In part of joint, 1,000. Maybe erotic moves is the definition, but I have no idea. 2 infusions to finish off menu in country house. Yeah, don't get that. Some beautiful Namibians, one on each arm. Oh, well, hidden within beautiful Namibians, we have the ulna, and there is one bone, the ulna, on each arm. How about a wife always on holiday? Ah, and actually this, I mentioned cracking the cryptic earlier in their Friday video. Simon was doing a clue where one of the words in the clue was always, and it came out as AY, which I think is a poetic form, like we have air for ever, and we have A for always. So A is A, wife is W, and if you're on holiday, you are away. All right, I'm going to work backwards on the acrosses. Put hands together on mouth, creating gibberish. Ah, so if you put your hands together, you might applaud or clap, and your mouth can be called your trap, and that gives us claptrap. Oh, here's this one that doesn't end in an O. Ours on knees ultimately, enthusiastic about ancestor worship. Ours could be just the H, but knees ultimately might be an S. Oh, I think there is Shinto, an Asian form of worship. Is it ancestor worship? Ours on knees, ultimately enthusiastic. Ah, Yeah, so knees ultimately is the S, and then we put H for hours on top of that. And then if you're enthusiastic about something, you're into it. And I think that gives us our Shinto. Abjuring alcohol, holding parties, sadly's, ending in farce. Yeah, I think it may, yeah, I mean, it must be abjuring alcohol, teetotal, abstaining. But then, because that's sadly apostrophe S looks very weird. But is it an anagram, fodder? And then the ending in farce, I think, is going to give us an E. Parties can be do's. No, I don't see it. Oh, here's another unusual vowel sequence. Gap that all can see in ruined canal. I don't think it's a hidden clue. The U is too far away. The U in ruined is too far away from the A's in canal. But maybe, yes, I think it's a lacuna is a gap. We do have an anagram, yes, of canal. And I always forget this. In Britain, the U rating on a film means that anyone can see it. So U is all that can see. All right. Then we're back to our Tusker carrying around this on the face. So that S is very odd. Is it a plural word? I have a feeling it's not, just from the way the clue reads. Anyway, let me pause and ponder. No, I don't have that, but I glanced down again at my erotic moves and I realized, oh, moves could be an anagram indicator. Erotic has 6 letters, and I really got in that lane of thought by looking at the C. So we had a C in erotic. Thousand can, well, there's a few letters. 1,000 can be a G, K, but M. And I saw that M plus erotic could be anagrammed to mortise, which is I suppose, a part of a wood joint, I think. All right. Ooh, so, yeah, I think I even said teetotal. I think that might be it. Let's put it in and see if we can get the wordplay. Holding parties, sadly's ending. No, maybe not. I don't see anything that would suggest. And then I'm also wondering, I think I've seen teetotaler spelled T-E-E, but surely it comes from saying that tea is the total thing you would drink, but I'll have to double check that. Well, I'll leave in teetotal for now. All right. So does some housework, run off feet. Oh, I think I said vacuums. Oh, and it's the other way around. So you might hoover using the brand name as a generic term. And if you remove the R, you then get the feet, hooves. Gift. Oh, a story might be a tale. Now, a book of the Bible. It's obviously NT, New Testament. But I thought that is usually clued as books, plural, because there are multiple books within the New Testament. Anyway, let's see if anyone questions that. Here's our one bird following another. Ah. Ooh, an owl would fit in the end. Is there another bird that ends in OWL? Bird, of course, can also be prison. Oh, here's our repairman. Captures a snake. Captures is usually wordplay where one thing goes around another. So maybe it's repairman goes around a, and that gives us snake. Oh, which can be a verb. Yes, that's the breakthrough I needed, was to think of snake as a verb, meander, and a repairman. I suppose you might call them a mender. All right, how is my I already knew about that? The third word with the two, is that here or were? Let me pause and ponder. Well, I've nothing for that, but of course I've remembered what the rugby rule is, the knock on, and rapping not as in a rapper, but as in knocking on the table or on the door. All right, at least that's something. Comes into lots of land. Who from abroad is squatting? Lots of land could be acres, maybe, or is it going to be a foreign nationality who from abroad is squatting? Well, I have a mental image of that Cossack dancing, but I don't think that's going to be it. Is squatting. No. And less comfortable. Is that the definition, or one part at a time? Progressively. Oh, fracturedly or something like that. What's young relative? Well, it could be broken up young plus relative and takes in US. So I think we're going to probably have a two-letter US state abbreviation in the middle of young relative. But yeah, less comfortable indoors. Confusing. One bird following another. Let me pause and run through the alphabet for the first letter. Ah, I was so close with the owl. I should have realized following can be abbreviated to F. I think that's from the index, maybe of books where they say following. Anyway, so yeah, following and another bird, an owl, gives you fowl, which might be one bird. All right. How about the other long one, our tusker? Something possessed. I think it will be something on your face that might be painful. Oh, but it may not be the face. Could be like the face of a clock, face of a dice. No, how am I doing with my capital? We have one O. Could we have other O's in there? And then still don't know what pouch closed would be and filled with noodle soup. Capital. No. And here's our two infusions. I think it's going to be a country house. I think tea is an infusion, right? Because you put your tea leaves or your tea bag in water and it infuses. So maybe tea is one of... Oh, and cha. Ooh, cha, of course, can be tea. Oh, I was going to say, isn't there a Chatham house? And then to finish off menu, can menu be abbreviated to M? I didn't think so. Well, let me pause and think about country houses. Well, I thought of chateau, so I think teetotal is wrong. I'm not too surprised by that. And so it is cha, then tea, and then to finish off menu is the letter U. There we go. All right, so during alcohol, holding parties, sadly's ending, of course, is probably the Y. Yeah, so during alcohol is teetotal, but it's just the two letters TT, and they hold raves are the party, and then the sadly's ending is the Y, of course, a travesty. Just like my solving of that clue. All right, so it's not an O, but it could still be an anagram of noodle, but I don't know. That H, though, is interesting there at the second last position. Let me pause and ponder that one. Ah, I said earlier a tusker might be a walrus, and that's exactly what it is. And then has to be is must, but that's carrying round, and the round is the letter O. And then pain is ache. I suppose to be in pain is to ache. And a walrus mustache is something you do carry on your face. Oh, who is the great British comic actor Jimmy Edwards, was it? Usually played a headmaster. He had a great walrus mustache, I think. Let's see. All right, I'm thinking now it's not... Oh, but is ramen noodle soup? Because I'm thinking ramen might fit in nicely there. But is it still a capital city? Or maybe a word like excellent for capital? If it is ramen tea, does it end with Y? Or A if it's a capital city? No, I'm not seeing it. Here's our competitor, one who has turned up without filling in card. What is that? No, and here's check on a rod for fish. Oh, I'm wondering about perch. Having the CH at the end. And fish is obviously, or perch is obviously a type of fish. But I'm thinking A might be per, as in 50p a head, 50p per head. We've seen that many times. And then is rod another definition, a rod being I have a funny feeling it's something like a measurement, a unit of measure, a perch, a rod, or a stick. Of course, a perch might also be a place you would fish from. All right, so, it is ramen. And the capital is Sacramento, state capital. Pouch, I think might be sack. Oh, and if a door is closed, it is two. Oh, that is so obscure and I think so English. Um, I don't think I've ever heard anyone in the US talking about, what's the phrase about like he set the door to or he moved. I don't know, I can't remember, but I think it does mean closed, I think. So anyway, I'll check it at 15 squared. All right, but glad to get that one. All right, the bottom half against all odds is looking pretty good. And the top right is all right. It's really just if I could get I already knew about that. All right, so that must be is as us. Actually, yeah, there's three things it could be. I like as. I think that's probably, yeah, I don't think us. So I think is or as. Something here as new, as yeah, let me pause and ponder, sip my water. No, I'm not getting anything for that. I've tried several ways into it, focusing on the first two-letter word. I am doubtful now about my thorns, so I'm going to go ahead and check that one. Yeah, not too surprised that that was wrong. So this being, yeah, it's not going to be here or were. But I was also trying to get anagram fodder. I'm fairly sure we have the two E's, and we might get one E from swine, unless spread is part of the anagram, but I don't think so. Anyway, I looked at agree not to vote, and I looked up French for even. I did wonder if it might be mem, and I think in certain senses mem is, but I did see the word pair, and I remembered that in the British parliamentary system, two MPs from rival parties might pair, and so they agree neither of them has to vote, so they can go have dinner or go to the Commons bar instead. All right, so that's that one. Well, so what is our overgrown with prickles? Yeah, so maybe the H front of house is with, maybe it's totally covered by a word that means with predictable exceptions, but I don't know what that would be. Maybe it's just overgrown, but no, I think it might be overgrown with prickles. I still like that being the definition. No, no idea. comes into lots of land. All right, well, at least this doesn't end in an R. I'm thinking about acquires, I think might be comes into. Yeah, the lots of land are acres. And who from abroad? Oh, that's very clever. The French for who, qui, is squatting within the acres. I like that. All right, that you should be helpful. And it ends in R. Oh, maybe it means less comfortable. Yeah, but I don't know what that would be. Oh, and we now have an S for our O. Oh, thistly. Maybe. Is that right? Not a word I would have thought of. Front of house is. Yeah, so I think it might be house is the H and is, with predictable exceptions. Totally. It's almost covered by the word totally without the. Oh, without every second letter. Ah, that's quite a lot of gymnastics to go through to get that word, but I'm happier with that. All right, so now we have something L, something E. Um, blue, glue, flee. But I think that now should allow me to get into it. Let me think of what that third word might be. I'm still not getting this, and yeah, clue, blue, flee, glee. Well, maybe thistly is wrong. Oh dear, let's go ahead and check that. No, that one is right. I did look at less comfortable indoors, and I thought of draftier, and I think the young relative is daughter. Oh, and it takes in Rhode Island one part at a time, the R and the I. That's another tricky bit of parsing. Um, do what? Could the definition be spread animosity? And then at uni, filthy swine. Oh, what a filthy swine. Something about a pig or a hog. And then maybe there's some short thing at the end for I already knew about that. Is there like some abbreviation people? Yeah, but I keep thinking of something like tell me something new or do do that to me one more time. Do what? Do what? Go. No, I don't think we go that. Go what? Oh, so what? So what? Or so that? I'm not getting it. And then the other one left is our competitor, one who has turned up. Sounds like a reversal, maybe. Without can mean outside of, or without filling in card might mean like vacation. We sometimes see card with just the C and the D. But I think, oh, a competitor would be a rival, I think. Uh, one who has turned up. Yeah, maybe one who has like an owner or a. I do not know. I'm fairly happy with it. Let's check it. It is right, but I don't know why. All right, I'm going to pause, spend one more minute trying to work out what this phrase is, and then if not, I'll have to go to wordplays.com. Oh my goodness, how did I not think of that? Well, I think in my defense, I don't know if this exactly means I already knew about that, but of course it's so what else is new? Ah, yeah, I never thought of else when I was trying to get my something else, something e word, such an obvious word. All right, I'm fairly happy that I have everything filled in correctly. Oh, before I check, do we have a pangram? We have a Q and a Y. I don't remember J or Z. No, we had a few funny ones, and I didn't see a theme. Anyway, let's check all. Looks like everything is all right. We have all our check marks. All right, let's go over to 15 squared and get a few of these explained. All right, the blog is by Peter O. Yesterday's Vulcan with another hat and some more elaborate clues. All right, so the ones I didn't get in the across. Yeah, so Peter O agrees with me. Books would be the more common cryptic usage and would fit the surface. So I think in a very nice way, Peter is maybe correcting Imogen on that. So arrival is one who has turned up, minus the AR, the filling in the word car. Yeah, these two-part word plays where first of all you have to remove the filling from card, or you have to find the filling in card, and then find a word that means one who has turned up. Very tricky. Yes, so I was right about perch in my vague memory. Shred of purr was A and CH. And then a rod polar perch is 5.5 yards. All right. It's a funny distance to have its own unit, but there you go. I think I got finally all of the rest. And then the only down I think was Sacramento. Yes, 2 is closed. The door was 2. Very tricky. Oh, Hadrian says, is this the first time we've had the same setter 2 days in a row? Weirdly found this a bit easier than yesterday's. I didn't find it easier, but certainly not that much more difficult. Before we hear complaints, the pair is not elementary French. Ooh, it appears quite visibly on roulette tables. Oh, didn't know that. Frighteningly tricky. Let's see what people are saying. Isn't the young in 2, that's the young relative for daughter? Yeah, maybe, might have a point there. All right. Anyway, I won't go on. But I did make it, and my time wasn't too terrible for Imogen, I feel, but there were a few it took a long time for the penny to drop, or the shrapnel, as Mike would say. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.